Hello everybody, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches 7. We are on to day 8 using this fun sketch created by the lovely Iris Fox. I love her sketches. And I am going to go ahead and use this lovely birthday collection from Pink Paisley, but I am going to not use it as a birthday layout, but instead document Mother's Day. It still kind of has the same vibe to it. Nice pink and florally, and then my photos are of a Mother's Day tea that we used to be able to do before COVID and when my son was back in preschool, and we did that every Mother's Day. It was really fun, and I was so looking forward to doing it with Nora as well. And then of course COVID hit, so that's not happening, but that's okay. It's all good. So I grabbed all of the papers I thought were going to work, and I'm just going to simply trim them to 2 inches and then make little triangles with them. I'm not really being careful about the length of them, just that the width, all of the widths are 2 inches. Other than that, I'm just going to have some fun and cut away. It does take me a little bit, and I do keep everything in this video that I recorded. So it's a little bit longer and it's sped up a little bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't normally speed things up to as fast as this one is. So please let me know if it's too fast, and I'll do a little bit more editing next time. I do try to keep my videos about definitely under 10 minutes. And then I even try to keep them smaller than that. My sweet spot is anywhere from 6 to 8. I find that's the perfect length for a video, for me anyways. So I loving this collection. I used it to document one of my birthdays, and I think I did that in round 5 of 30 Days of Sketches. And then I haven't really touched it since. So I felt like I need to pull it out, and I'm going to use it on this layout, and then I'm going to use it on another layout later down the row of this month, so that I've got 2. And that was kind of my goal, creating and working through these sketches this month, is going through my stash and seeing what I had, what I hadn't used, that maybe I should try to at least work with a little bit. Not trying to kill anything, like kill a kid or anything like that. Just get my hands on some of my products that I need to remember that I have. And then once this month is over, maybe I can revisit them and see what I can do to work through them. Maybe use them for How to Kill a Kid with Style or something like that down the road. Okay, I finally have these all cut out. What I ended up doing is, because I left these links all the same, there wasn't enough to make the circle. So the offcuts that I used, I'm now going to add those in as well. And this worked really well, because then it had a little bit thicker and a little bit thinner as I go about it. And I'm just trying to make sure that things look pleasing to my eye more so than have any type of a pattern. Obviously I didn't want the yellow right next to the yellow, but I just am putting things in there. There's no rhyme or reason to it per se, and just trying to find something that it looks pleasing to my eye. And you can see that while I was doing all of this, I did switch from a piece of white cardstock to some pink pattern paper. I'm trying to not just use white all the time. That's kind of my go-to thing. But with a soft pattern like you can see there, sometimes that's not always the best option. And it does help get me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I am challenging myself to try to use a little bit more pattern paper. All right, I have the basis down now. I wanted there to be a little bit something more, so I'm gonna do this very, very subtle look with some, it's just acrylic paint and a little bit of a star stencil there. You can see I'm just kind of adding it. I was thinking about putting it around where the circle would be. In the end, I cover most of it up, which I knew was going to happen. It's just supposed to be a little bit of a pop of color. It's not even a color, a pop of texture, really. Like that, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put all those strips right back on there. And that was the problem with creating this layout, is I kept creating it and then moving it, and it takes forever. So once I get this final positioning down for this time, you're gonna see I'm gonna go in and actually glue it down so I don't have to keep moving them around. I've talked about this before. A lot of times I don't actually glue things down till my whole layout is created and I'm happy with it, But when it's something like this where I know what the background is going to look like, you can see me twiddling my thumbs there. I have the direction of what I did wrong and I just need to fix it. But once I know that I've got the direction down and my base down, sometimes I will get that glued down so that I can move on, do my top layers and not have to worry about things shifting down below. So really it's all just what I feel like doing that particular day. But you will notice a lot of times I do not glue things down until the whole layout is basically put together, and then I go back and add my adhesive and figure everything out. Just the way I scrapbook, I like to really sit on layouts and ponder them and let them percolate in my mind a little bit. I really love a layout to last me longer than the actual 20 minutes it takes me to create it. Normally it takes me longer because I'm sitting looking at it, trying to play and see where other pieces can go. And that's just the way I like to scrapbook. It makes me happy, so that's why I do it. Okay, we've got that part done. I now have my photos. I love these photos. And I had documented, you can see I originally had 4 or 5, I think 5 photos. But one of them I have used already for a layout, and so I could eliminate that one right away. And then I had 2 of Jackson and myself, and I decided I liked the one that I chose because it was a little bit more airier, and I could place it on top of the beautiful floral one that I took. So this is the table setting at the daycare, and it's just so fun. My gorgeous little my teacup and the plate, oh, so pretty. And I love that little shot there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I'm going to go through all the ephemera and find some pieces. I find a couple of frames to play with and a journaling spot and some florals, just little things for tucking. Because this is tea, I am going to add that little stack. I'm going to take the candle off and add that little stack of macaroons. And I think I add in some strawberries because we had strawberries. They weren't chocolate dipped, but they were strawberries and they were delicious. So I am adding in food elements because it's a tea party and there's always food elements at a tea party. So went through the ephemera. Now I'm going through the stickers. I'm going to switch these frames. So that frame's going to go on the floral, and this pink one I'm going to put over the photo of Jackson and myself and then trim it around. The floral one, I'm actually going to place the photo on top of it, so I trim the photo down a little bit. Just a nice little layer there. So I liked how that all worked together. I'm going to layer those back up. I purposefully took the photo of the teacup off center just for the design and how I felt like it was pleasing when I took the photo. But in creating this layout, that worked really well because then I could layer my photos on top too, and it kept it contained enough that you can see the background and where I'm being inspired by the sketch. So like in that, I'm putting down the word Mother's Day. Gonna struggle with the word tea and where that's gonna go, how I'm gonna go throughout that, and then you're gonna see me come in and just have that kind of figured out because I struggled. I used such a small alpha for the word Mother's Day that adding the larger one underneath it just looked really funny to me and I couldn't make it work. So what ends up happening is I just change it and I put the word tea at the top of my photo by my journaling block. I'll add in the word for, so it says tea for Mother's Day. And then my journaling will talk about the party. That worked. For some reason, that didn't bother me, but having the large font underneath the smaller font, which is normally what you do, but it just looked weird to me. I couldn't make that work. Now I'm going to look through the puffy stickers, and I am going to add a couple. I have this little banner. I hide the word that says happy birthday because, of course, this is the birthday line. And then I'm going to add the couple of the puffy florals. I think I even add one of the puffy strawberries so that there's just some dimension in a couple places. And basically, after I get through all of that, it wraps it up. So a pretty basic layout, really, if you look at it. There's a lot of pattern to it, which is why it's probably looking a little busy. But I feel like it works. I feel like it gives off a light and airy feel, which is what my photos are kind of indicating. And it tells the story. And it's Mother's Day, so it's all girly and florally and perfect. It's going to go right next to the other photo, like I said, I had taken in scrap before. I think they're going to line up really well next to each other, and I'm very pleased with it. Please make sure you go check out the links below for everyone playing along today. And if you want to play along, don't forget you can use the hashtag 30DSCBL7. And visit the Facebook group if you want some inspiration, or head on over to Instagram. All right, guys, I'm just going to wrap this up now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a fabulous Monday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Here's a look at my finished layout. Bye.